Hello, welcome everyone to season 2 of Random Multiclass Thursdays. This is the series where every Thursday I come up with a random multiclass. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So, this is season 2 of Random Multiclass Thursdays because the new Player's Handbook officially came out. So yeah, I'm recording this on Tuesday, the day it came out. I've read so much of the book. Oh, I love it. The art is beautiful. I love the new book. I read a lot of it, and I'm showing you all a monk build. Well, not spoiling, but today's episode will be the monk. So yeah, the monk is my favorite class in D&D, bar none. My favorite superhero when I was really young was always Batman, not Shazam because I think he's just raw. But yeah, I always was a fan of Batman and his Robins. I just thought it was really cool. This guy that was super rich and was just beating up villains. He ran them one-on-ones. He was just boxing people. I always thought it was super cool. So when I found out about the monk in D&D, I of course went to it. And originally, the monk is pretty bad, but now a lot of people are saying that the monk is now the best martial. So yeah, let's get into today's build. So to begin, we have our weapons. Now, I feel like some people might get sick of hearing this, so honestly, in my opinion, your weapon options for this monk most likely will be a dagger, light hammer, sickle, or scimitar. And if you want, you can also use a hand axe and short sword. But honestly, I recommend sticking to dagger, light hammer, sickle, and scimitar. Why? Because they all have the Nick weapon masteries. Now, monks do not get weapon masteries, but at level 4, we will be taking a feat that gives us weapon masteries and being able to use scimitar. Or, because honestly, you can use any of these weapons, because they're all monk weapons, and their damage dice will scale. So if you want to, you can be wielding a dagger and a short sword in the offhand. You can be wielding a dagger, a light hammer, a sickle and a light hammer, a hand axe, and a scimitar. Honestly, whatever combination you want to do, just make sure that you either have a dagger, light hammer, sickle, or scimitar. Bare minimum, you have to have one of those weapons in your hands. And thanks to Nick property, when you attack with those weapons, you can, for free, no bonus action, if you have weapon masteries, do an utter attack, which combined with the monk's expanded martial arts side that now scales a lot quicker. Yeah, on average it's only one more damage, but when you're making up to 6 attacks in one turn, having an extra attack that damages scaling is very, very powerful. Also, thanks to now the Nick property and these weapons being among weapons, monks are now the strongest dual wielders in my personal opinion. I don't even think it's an opinion. I think they straight up just are. Now, we will get into level 1 origin backgrounds and origin feats. So if you are doing raw no custom backgrounds, which I'm so sorry if you are, I personally recommend taking sailor. Sailor lets you increase your dexterity and wisdom, which also are the scores you want to increase. But if you want to go a little rogue and do something interesting, I would say pick up farmer. Now with farmer you can't increase your wisdom, which does. Wait, isn't it? No, oh no, with farmer you can't increase your dexterity. So you probably shouldn't go farmer, but maybe if you want to go 15 dexterity, 16 wisdom, then by all means be my friends. Honestly, I only put farmer here because the tough background is so powerful. So if you really were so yeah, it's there because it is an option, but honestly I do not recommend it because you probably will be screwing yourself over in the long run. Now, but the origin feats you do want for this build, because maybe you can do custom backgrounds or you're taking human, is tough, alert, and tavern brawler. Now, I personally rank them, which I think is most important. I think on a monk, tough is easily the most important. Being able to pick up tough makes your monk so much more bulkier and makes that D8 hit dice way less important, and also the fact it makes you way less mad, multi-ability score dependent. So being able to pick up tough as an origin feat is just chef's kiss. So if you can use custom backgrounds or take human, I probably recommend taking sailor and tough. Now, alert is also a very good feat. Being able to add your proficiency bonus to initiative can make sure that your monk can position themselves however you want, and also they can block out opportunity attacks with this build. That's a spoiler for later on. And Tavern Brawler isn't bad for unarmed combat, but I really don't recommend it. How I recommend Tough and even Alert. So yeah, next is Species. So personally, there's a pretty big asterisk here. So it really depends on how you're building your characters. If your DM allows you to use a custom origin, then I probably recommend picking whatever origin you want, taking tough as your custom feat, and going Asmar. But if your DM's a stickler for the rules and pretty annoying, I recommend going Sailor with Human to pick up tough, or Sailor with Dwarf, because dwarfs get their own like worse version of tough. So honestly, kind of do what you do. But yeah, with Asmar, I picked Asmar because honestly they are my favorite species in the game, and I thought might as well make my first build an Asmar build. So now Asmars are my favorite race because they are basically angel born. You are a descendant of a god or an angel has found special interest in you and giving you some cool mystical powers. Here we have the beautiful art and that can be found in the player's handbook. It seems of Asmar helping out in Earth Genasi farm pretty or an orc because there are some orcs back there. Yeah, maybe an orc. Who knows? But our first feature, Celestial Resistance. We have resistance to necrotic and radiant damage. That's pretty damn good. Getting two resistances. Meaning necrotic is a lot more common in radiant, so being able to pick up that necrotic resistance can be very powerful. And in certain campaigns that only deal necrotic damage, that can be really useful. You also gain dark vision for a range of 60 feet. Make sure to drink water, kids. Our next feature, you get Healing Hands. As a magic action, you touch a creature and roll a number of d4s equal to your proficiency bonus. The creature regains a number of hit points equal to the total rolled. Once you use this trait, you can't do so until you finish a long rest. I mean, this is good for picking up one of your allies. You know, as a monk, your bonus action unarmed strikes are no longer tied to the attack action, meaning you want to, you could Healing Hands and then hit someone with that pop. You know, hit him with the two-piece side of fries. So yeah, overall, I think Healing Hands can be pretty damn nice. We also get Light Bearer. You now know the Light cantrip and Charisma is just spellcasting ability for it. Honestly, I think before a fight, just using Light on both of your swords can be pretty cool. But like, it's more of a it's not. I'm not gonna say it's a flavor thing because if you have a human in your party, then they will love you. But overall, I think if you have a party that all has dark vision, then the light cantrip probably won't be doing much. But now we have the reason why Aasimar is my favorite species, Celestial Revelation. When you reach a character level 3, you can transform as a bonus action, which for monks, yeah, because spoilers, this build is open hand. So Celestial Revelation being a bonus action, honestly, we might have preferred it being an action if we're being honest. Uh, no, yeah, I'll say that. Monks, man. I love monks. They're just, I love the way monks change up action economy. This new version, it's amazing. I genuinely do love it. Yeah, the transformation lasts for 1 minute or until you end it. Also, you do not have to pick which option. You just gain all of them and can do whatever which of them you want at any time. Meaning, if one day you want to go Heavenly Wings, you can. Other day want to go Necrotic Shroud, you can. It seems that this version of the Asmarlee's flavorly is a lot more tied to what emotions they're feeling. So maybe if your character is under heavy stress and is maybe they're getting crowded by enemies and they just want to kind of scream and back everyone off, then Necrotic Shroud can work. Or maybe if they're feeling like they have to protect someone or taking a leap of faith, they might go Heavenly Wings because of, obvious reasons heavily. And in the Radiance, I don't know, I guess if you're feeling a little too ego heavy, you just start exploding with light. But yeah, now every single one of this transformation has a little additional ability that's not listed under the feature. So now, when you transform as an Asmar, you can deal extra damage to one target when you deal damage with an attack or spell, not a spell attack, just a spell. The extra damage equals your proficiency bonus, and the extra damage type is either Necrotic for Necrotic Shout or Radiant for the other two transformations. Now, here are your transformation options. Heavenly Wings. Two spectral rings sprout from your back temporarily. Until this transformation ends, you have a fly speed equal to your movement speed. This is really good feature. Because on its own, flight is very good, but with a monk that has an increased movement speed, you're going to be having a really high fly speed. And also, when we get to our later features as a monk, well, a open hand monk, our movement speed will be permanently doubled once we reach level 11. So yeah, Heavenly Wings probably is one of your best options because it can be very powerful. Next, we get Inner Radiance. Searing light temporarily radiates from your eyes and mouth. For a duration, you shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. And at the end of each of your turns, each creature within 10 feet of you takes radiant damage equal to your proficiency bonus. Now, I'm pretty sure this still targets you. But here, I mean, this is wording ripped from the player's handbook. So here it doesn't say anything about targeting you. So I'm gonna just assume, since this is ripped from the player's handbook, that it no longer targets you, which is honestly pretty damn nice. I mean, you did always resistant, so it was never like a problem. But yeah, it's so nice to just have it. And now we have Necrotic Shroud. Your eyes briefly become pools of darkness, and flightless wings sprout from your back temporarily. Creatures other than your allies within 10 feet of you must succeed on the Charisma saving throw, DC 8 plus your Charisma modifier and proficiency bonus. I hate the fact it's set to your Charisma modifier, but whatever. Heavenly Wings is probably already so broken on a monk. And if they have for the frightened condition till the end of your next turn if they fail the saving throw. If I'm being honest, Heavenly Wings is probably the one you're going to be using 10 times out of 10. I mean, a heightened fly speed as a monk, and just being able to fly around as a monk and just punch people, especially at level 11, when your Step of the Wind just gets infinitely better, or when you can use Step of the Wind every turn, and if you spend a key point, you can disengage. Overall, Heavenly Wings as a Asmar is probably going to be Asmar Monk, probably going to be one of your best choices. Yeah, that's why I took Asmar. Next, as a level 1 monk, we get a decent amount of abilities. Now, our primary ability scores as a monk is still Dexterity and Wisdom. We still have a D8 hit point die, which I hate. Our saving throw proficiencies are still Strength and Dexterity. I hate the Strength one. And for skill proficiencies, we can choose Acrobatics, Athletics, History, Insight, Religion, or Stealth. Still no Perception, which is really weird to me. I don't know why monks are not allowed to be perceptive, but weapon proficiencies, we have simple weapons and martial weapons that have the light property we are proficient in, which is pretty cool. And also, all simple melee weapons and martial melee weapons that have the light property are also considered monk weapons. So, just for that to be known. We can choose one type of artisan tool or musician instrument to have proficiency with, armor training, none, and for our starting equipment, we can have spear, 5 daggers, artisan tools, or musical instrument chosen from your tool proficiency above, explorer's pack, and 11 gold, or 50 gold pieces. Now, as a level 1 monk, we also get martial arts. Level 1 monks are just stacked with features. Again, monk weapons, I've already said it. And also, you can. And no, sorry. I jumbled up my words. When you're not wearing armor or using a shield, you can use your bonus action to make an unarmed strike. No mention of it being tied to the attack action, so moi, I love it. And you also gain a martial arts die, so you can roll a d6 in place of your normal damage of your unarmed strikes or monk weapons. This die changes as you gain monk levels, as shown in the martial arts column of the monk features table. Dexterous attacks, you can use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier for the attack and damage rolls of your unarmed strikes and monk weapons. In addition, when you use the grapple or shove options on your unarmed strikes, you can use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier to determine the save DC. I mean, yeah, this just makes monks one of the best grapplers in the game. No, I think it makes them the best because they have the highest movement speed. If you take grappler and you're gonna be grappling like crazy. In this build, I don't plan on really grappling that much. So, but if you are a person that loves grappling, then this build can easily be made grappling based. I probably at level 4 would just take the grappler feat and then honestly just probably forgo using the Nick property, which I mean it is a small damage nerf, but it's not that much. I mean, you are making a ton of attacks, and at later levels we are picking up stuff like Hex and stuff like that. But overall, it's not the biggest loss. So if you do want to turn this build more grappling based, then I probably recommend Grappler. But you're still going to be a very powerful Grappler as just a base monk. Now we have unarmored defense. While you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield, your base armor class equals 10 plus your dexterity and wisdom modifiers. So yeah, that's it. Now at level 2 we gain 3 new features, which is pretty insane. Level 2 we get unarmored movement. Your speed increases by 10 feet when you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield. This bonus increases when you reach certain monk levels as shown on the monk features table. I will be showing off the table later on in the video. Level 2, Uncanny Metabolism. When you roll initiative, you can regain all focus points, which are now key points, but they've been renamed. When you do so, roll your martial arts dice and regain a number of hit points equal to your monk level plus the number rolled. And this feature is only once per long rest. Uncanny Metabolism being very, very powerful. Being able to roll initiative and say I have all my focus points back, and I get a bunch of man, this is. I mean, a level 5, which is pretty damn near, is basically you're rolling your hit dice for free and adding your monk level instead of your con level, which will be higher than your con score because your con's probably gonna be like a 14, 16 if you rolled for stats and rolled really good. But yeah, Uncanny Metabolism, a 10 out of 10 feature alone. Giving that feature to monks in general, just giving, like, if you gave 2014 monks uncanny metabolism, a lot of people would say, okay, yeah, they're not that bad. But giving them uncanny metabolism and like the 15 other buffs they got is just, oh, it's so amazing. I love this new version of the monks. And now we have monks focus at level 2. This is basically just a renamed key point. They're now called focus points. So if you hear me say focus points, then just know I am mentioning key, but it's been renamed. Now, when a feature uses your focus points, it requires them to make a saving throw. The DC equals 8 plus your wisdom modifier and proficiency bonus. That's still the same. I kind of wish it was equal to your dexterity modifier, but we can't all win. Now, flurry of blows. You can spend 1 focus point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Pretty damn solid. Patient defense. You can take the disengage action as a bonus action. No key points. It doesn't require key points. Oh my, I can't believe it. And alternatively, you can spend 1 key point, 1 focus points to take both the disengage and dodge action as a bonus. Oh my god, I can't believe it, folks. Oh, that's so nice. I cannot tell you how many times, like look, I've been watching Campaign 2 of Critical Role, and Beauregard, the monk of the group, anytime she uses like patient defense or step of the wind, I'm like, oh, she's facing key point on that. But now it's just like, I mean, now it's like if you waste the key point on both disengage and dodge, this is how it always should have been. Because rogues could disengage and dash as a bonus action, monks couldn't. Now monks can both disengage and dodge as a bonus action. Granted, yeah, they do have to spend a focus point, but honestly, that's how it should be. Because here's the thing. With unarmed strikes, there was the free version. Now every single flurry blows, patient defense, step of the wind, now all have a free version, which I absolutely love because that's how it should have been in the beginning. Oh, amazing. Now, step of the wind is also very good. You can take the dash action as a bonus action. Very good, no complaints. Alternatively, you can spend 1 focus point to take both the disengage and dash action as a bonus action, and your jump distance is doubled. Oh, just peak, bro. Peak. I love it. Also, make sure you know what Step of the Wind does because it's going to matter a lot in the future levels. I mean, yeah. Being able to take dash actions, bonus action again, it just makes sense. And most of the times when I see people disengage, you're just like, oh, you're probably already out of movement. You're probably already out of movement because you had to walk up to him. But now you can waste 1 focus point and just be like, oh no, you can disengage, use your full movement speed, and just book it. Then on your next turn, dash up to the guy. It's just, it's amazing. I think level 2 is probably now the strongest monk level because you get so many overpowered or very well designed features. It is insane. And I am so happy that monks get this because, oh, do they deserve it. Now, at level 3, this is the first part of level 3, we get deflect attacks and monk subclasses. Oh, I love deflect attacks so much. When an attack roll hits you and its damage includes bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage, basically 90% of monsters, you can take a reaction to reduce the attack's total damage against you. This reduction equals a d10 plus your dexterity modifier and monk level. Wow, amazing. If you reduce the damage to 0, which you most likely will be because that's a law of damage reduction, you can expend 1 focus point to redirect some of the attack's force. If you do so, choose a creature you can see within 5 feet of yourself if the attack was a melee attack, or a creature you can see within 6 feet of yourself that isn't behind total cover if the attack was a ranged attack. The creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, that kind of sucks, or take damage rolls equal to 2 of your martial arts dice plus your dexterity modifier. This damage is the same type dealt by the attack. That's basically just a crit unarmed strike. So they have to make a dex saving throw or take a crit unarmed strike. And this is a reaction too. Yeah, this is good, man. Oh, I just love this. Yeah, No complaints. Perfect feature. Deflect attacks over like 95% of the damage in the game. You're gonna be slashing most likely over half of it. Even at super high levels, if someone hits you for a punch, you're probably gonna be resisting either. You're probably gonna be cutting it in half, or even just fully negating it. Because if you roll really good, I mean, your dex mod's probably gonna be 5. I mean, at level 20, it's gonna be like 27. So I mean, yeah, you're doing a lot of damage reduction as a monk now, and also just being able to send it back. And granted, dexterity saving throws isn't the best, but if someone fails a dex save, they basically take a critical hit of your martial arts dice. When your martial arts dice scales, I mean, yeah, this feature, it scales very well, which people hate about the monk is that it has terrible scaling, but now your deflect attack scales extraordinarily well. I just love it. Now, for the monk subclass, I think we have to go with the quintessential monk, the warrior of the open hand. I would have gone mercy, but it got nerfed, so not doing that. But yeah, warrior of the open hand, very powerful. Here is what the hell? Oh, there is the art. Honestly, the art, I don't know if I'm tripping or it's just the Dragon Ball brain rot, but it does very much remind me of something like Dragon Ball. I think it's the 3 points on her head. It does very much remind me of like Krillin. But yeah, it does look like a very stereotypical monk or martial arts master. I mean, very beautiful drawn art. So yeah, subclass Warrior of the Open Hand. Warriors of the Open Hand are masters of unarmed combat. They learn techniques to push and trip their opponents and manipulate their own energy to protect themselves from harm. Level 3, you get Open Hand Technique. Whenever you hit a creature with an attack granted by a flurry of blows, you can impose one of the following effects. Addled, the target can make opportunity attacks. That can be pretty powerful. Push, the target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from you. Topple, the target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or have the prone condition. I mean, honestly, Adol did receive a tiny nerf because it used to say that they couldn't take reactions, period. Now they just can't take opportunity attacks, but at little later levels, you're gonna warrior the open hand monks are gonna have so much movement speed that not being able to take opportunity attacks probably will be your best option. So I do definitely think open hand technique is just really solid. I mean, topple and push are the same, and honestly, they're still pretty solid. So I do think warrior the open hand is at level 3 just pretty good. Very good option, a easy way to grant advantage, especially since you're not abusing weapon masteries. Well, you are, but at level 4, which what level 4? As a level 4 monk, I personally recommend picking up Weapon Master. Why miss? Okay. Yeah, okay, I must have done this by mistake. But yeah, at level 4, I recommend picking up Weapon Master, or this build, we're taking Weapon Master. Weapon Master reads, you get ability score improvement and mastery property. Now you can either increase your strength or dexterity by 1. I wonder what we're increasing. We're picking our dexterity to 18, assuming you get a 17, 15 through your just point buy or standard array, whatever you do for stats, and +2 thanks to our background, and then +1 thanks to Webmaster brings us to an 18 dexterity. And the other feature, the main reason why we're taking this feat, is your training with weapons allows you to use the mastery property of one kind of simple or martial weapon of your choice, provided you have proficiency with it, meaning our dagger, light hammer, scimitar, or I think sickle will now be able to use the Nick weapon property, allowing us to make an extra attack, meaning at level 4, if we spend a key point, we'll be doing 4 attacks in a turn. Oh, I love this new monk. It is, that is simply just amazing. Now, at level 4 as a monk, we also get slow fall. You can take a reaction when you fall to reduce any damage you take from the fall by an amount equal to 5 times your monk level. I mean, overall, pretty nice. I mean, as a monk, you're probably going to be using reaction every single turn, so I don't know if slow fall is going to be used very often, but when it does get used, you will definitely not regret it. Now, at level 5, you get 2 features. You get extra attack, allowing you to attack twice with your attack action, 3 times because we have Nick, and then we have Stunning Strike. The only nerf the monks received, and honestly, I'm fully fine with it. I personally believe Stunning Strike wasn't that powerful of a feature. It was a crutch that the monk used to get by, and honestly, I am fully fine that it got nerfed. It got pretty much gutted. I mean, it's not only once per turn. Once per turn when you hit a creature from monk weapon or unarmed strike. So now you can now throw a dagger at someone and have them stunned technically, which is nice. You can expend one focus point to attempt a stunning strike. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target has the stunned condition until the start of your next turn. On a successful save, the target's speed is halved until the start of your next turn, and the next attack roll made against the target before then has advantage. Honestly, what the hell? Honestly, not that good. I mean, honestly, I never really believed Stunning Strike was the most powerful. So now the fact that it's, mid to decent. I mean, stunned is still really nice, and if you want to, I mean, the new monks do have the focus points to just stunning strike an enemy down. Making it once per turn, of course, is going to allow monk players to have more key points because they're not just blowing it on stunning strike. Plus, with the fact that your step of the wind and all of those things are now free. Well, the weaker versions are now free. Well, technically, it's not even the weaker versions. It's just the 2014 versions, which is amazing. So yeah, overall, Stunning Strike is a feature. Level 5 still probably one of your more powerful monk class levels because you get extra attack, and extra attack is just free DPS. Now, at level 6, we get Wholeness of Body. You gain the ability to heal yourself. As a bonus action, you can roll your martial arts dice. You regain a number of hit points equal to your number rolled plus your wisdom modifier. Minimum of 1 hit point gained. This is a subclass feature you get as a warrior of the open hand. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, minimum of once, and you gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. I mean, a bonus action heal is pretty... I know... I mean, your march. Oh, damn! I actually smacked the hell out of my mic. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. So yeah. Oh, I think. I mean, regaining a number of hit points equal to your wisdom modifier for. I mean, it's your. You roll your martial arts dice and your wisdom. I mean, your wisdom mod here, assuming you don't do anything weird, is 16. Is gonna be 16. So your martial arts dice plus 3 in healing as a bonus. I don't know if it's the best, honestly. This might be one of those, oh, I don't want to spend all my hit dice, or I don't have any hit dice, so I'm going to just use all my uses of wholeness of body to just heal myself up, so then it's less annoying. I definitely could see you doing that. At level 6, you do also gain Empowered Strikes. All monks gain this. Is not a subclass feature. Whenever you do an unarmed strike, it can now deal force damage instead of its normal damage, which I love the mental image of a monk hitting someone so hard it's not even considered bludgeoning anymore. It's just considered pure force. Mwah, chef kiss. I love the flavor and I also love the mechanics of it. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Would play again. Level 7, we get Evasion. When you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed and only half if you fail. You don't benefit from this feature if you have incapacity condition. I think that last part is new. But overall, Evasion, very powerful. I mean, when you combine this with your third level ability to deflect attacks, you're just very tanky now, which I love. Next, at level 8, we get an ability score improvement. Well, we get a feat here. I personally think, if I'm being honest, you max out your dexterity here. Your dexterity matters so much because you're doing so many attacks. It's honestly worth it to have your dexterity as high as possible so you can just keep on proccing those hits of, so you can keep on proccing the extra damage. Also, your armor class being increased is massive as well. And also, your damage reduction from your deflect attacks also increases. Yeah, it's just the more you increase your dexterity with a monk, the more you're just good at everything. At level 9, you also get acrobatic movement. While you aren't wearing armor or wielding a shield, you gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during the movement. I mean, it just basically lets you become a Naruto character, which is super cool. I mean, who doesn't want to be like Rock Lee or Mike Guy, just dashing through water, going to land the uppercut? Who wouldn't? Now, level 10 is a massive level for monks. They get heightened focus and stealth restoration, two amazing features, and heightened focus being the honestly kind of like one of the peak monk features. If the capstone wasn't so game breakingly busted, I'd say this is the best monk feature, but the capstone is a capstone, I'll tell you that much. Your flurry of blows, patient defense, and step of the wind all gain following benefits. When you use flurry of blows, you can spend one ki point, not two, just one, and now you make three additional unarmed strikes in a turn instead of two. I, I, yeah, meaning as a level 10 monk, you are now doing 6 attacks in a turn. A level 20 fighter reaches 6 attacks in a turn, and you're reaching that earlier level. And also, they have to use the dual wielder feat, meaning your unarmed strikes are doing more damage on average. All of your attacks have a higher dice, meaning they're doing more damage on average. And you're getting a feature 10 levels earlier. Yeah, you have to waste a resource to do it, but by level 10, you have so many focus points. Honestly, you can just start pissing them out and you'll be fine. And also, with your heightened metabolism, heightened focus is very powerful. Now with patient defense, when you expend a focus point to use patient defense, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts dice. Because of course you do. Very good. Step of the Wind. When you spend a focus point to use Step of the Wind, you can choose a willing creature within 5 feet of yourself that is large or smaller. You move the creature with you until the end of your turn. The creature's movement speed does not provoke opportunity attacks. Because of course you do. It's just all three of those are all 10 for 10 absolute bangers of a feature. It just makes spending that focus point that much more rewarding, and I love it, man. I hated when monks used to use focus points and it didn't feel rewarding. Now, when you use a focus point as a monk, you will feel rewarded. And also, I mean, Flurry of Blows, Patient Defense, and Step of the Wind now have some of the best scaling in the game. Imagine telling that to a person in 2014 or in 2020 that monks are now one of the best scaling classes in the game. They would not believe you. Genuinely, this is just amazing. Level 10 to get self restoration. Through sheer force of your will, you can remove one of the following conditions from yourself at the end of each of your turns: charmed, frightened, or poisoned. In addition, foregoing food and drink doesn't give you levels of exhaustion. In 2014, this did give you immunity to poison, which you do lose that, but honestly, I don't care. Your heightened focus is the best feature in the game. I don't care. And also with self restoration, A's to take a action. Now it's just at the end of your turn, which is just amazing. Now at level 11, you get Fleet Step as a monk of the open hand or warrior of the open hand. And when you take a bonus action other than Step of the Wind, you can also use Step of the Wind immediately after that bonus action. I do. I am. I am beyond speech. I just can't believe. So yeah, you now have a permanent double fly. Your movement speed as a level 11 monk has permanently doubled now. But yeah, for free. No action required. I mean, technically it requires a bonus action, but as a monk, you're going to be using your bonus action every single turn because you have the best bonus action in the game. So yeah, now, your movement speed as a warrior of the open hand monk is just now permanently doubled for the rest of the game. For your rest of your career, your movement speed is now permanently doubled after you use your bonus action. I, I genuinely can't believe it. This is this is disgustingly broken. I don't even know what to say. So as a monk, you can now walk into an enemy, use patient defense, make everyone have disadvantage against healing you, being able to disengage freely, and giving yourself temporary hit points, and still take the dash action. So as a monk, you can now take the disengage, dash, and dodge action all with one bonus action and one focus point at level 11 as an open hand monk. Level 12. I'm genuinely am speechless. This is obscenely broken. At level 12, I recommend taking another ability score improvement, increasing your wisdom to a +2, making your wisdom now 18 instead of a 16. Honestly, You could take Fate Touch here instead, because we are taking Fate Touch at level 16. But honestly, if you want to, you could take Fate Touch here. But eh, I recommend just taking a +2. It gives you more healing. Honestly, I just think it's better. At level 13, they now get Deflect Energy. You can now use your Deflect attacks feature against attacks that deal any damage type, not just bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Peak. What do I have to say more? That yes, I don't peak. That's all I have to say. At level 14, you get Disciplined Survivor. The only good mug feature you got in 2014 is now, it got worse solely because you get so many good features that now this feature is just like, yeah, it's still powerful, it's still good, but it's like, you know your movement speed is now permanently doubled. You can now use three actions with your bonus action. Like, you know, you know. But Disciplined Survivor, your physical and mental discipline grants you proficiency in all saving throws, which is obscenely good. And additionally, when you make a saving throw and fail, you can spend one focus point to re-roll it. So basically, Indomitable. The old version, not the new version. But you have proficiency in every saving throw, so you're most likely succeeding on it. I don't gotta say anymore. Did I skip something? Oh yes, I did. I double clicked on accident. At level 15, you get Perfect Focus. When you roll initiative and don't have any uses of Uncanny Metabolism, you regain expended focus points until you have 4 if you have 3 or fewer. I mean, also, I saw some people dog on this feature, but if we're being honest here, starting every single combat in the game with bare minimum 4 focus points allows you to do 4 unarmed strikes, 4 patient defenses, 2 patient defenses. I mean, it allows you to do 1 patient defense, 3 flurry of blows, 1 patient defense, 1 step of the wind. I mean, honestly, it's really good. Now, if you're just splurging out on focus points and on stuff like stunning strike, which is really hard to splurge on, but still, having perfect focus, a lot of people hate it. I personally think it's really good because now you're just guaranteed to always have 4 key points, 4 focus points, and just never worry about, oh, I'm out, I'm gonna be really useless this battle. No, you will always have. At level 16, I recommend taking Fate Touch here. I recommend increasing your Wisdom up by 1. I mean, being able to pick up Misty Step, if we're being honest here, Misty Step is useless to you because you can legit just dash. Wait, hold on. Wait, let's go back a little here, folks. Yeah, when you take a bonus action other than Step of the Wind. So, if you want to, you can now Misty Step and then still be able to dash. So you now have a teleport and a dash. Wow, level 11 monks, man. What the hell? And also, you can choose one spell from the Divination or Enchantment School of Magic. You can either pick up Silvery Barbs here, which is very powerful, or take up Hex here, which just increases your damage so much. And don't worry, if you cast Hex, you can still take the dash action as a bonus action for free, because you're open hand monk. Oh, that's so nice. Next, we have level 17. We get Quivering Palm. The long feature, so make sure to lock in here. You gain the ability to set up a lethal vibrations in someone's body. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 4 focus points. That's pretty expensive to start these impeccable vibrations, which last for a number of days equal to your monk level. That does not sound pleasant. These vibrations are harmless until you take an action to end them. Okay. Additionally, when you take the attack action over your turns, you can forego one of your attacks to end the vibration. To end them, your target must be on the same plane of existence. Okay. When you end them, the target must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 10d12 force damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. You can have only one creature under the effects of this feature at a time. You can end the vibrations harmlessly, no action required. So, if you want to, at level 15, you do get Perfect Focus, which does give you 4 key points. So, if you want to, you could just start off the fight, Quivering Palm someone, and see if that just OHKOs them. So, yeah, it seems. I mean, yeah. So, it seems you just spend the 4 key points. Yeah, so I think what you have to do is your first attack, you punch him, set up the vibration. Second attack, forgo that attack, explode the vibrations, and then you're able to do your third. Wait, because it when you take the attack, okay. Because so this is interesting. So I think what you might want to do, you might want to use your bonus action first, unarmed strikes. Try to knock the creature prone. But if your first strike, vibrate them. Your second one, explode them. Third one, punch them again. Then your three scimitars, your Nick weapons. You just start stabbing them in D&D, of course, not in real life. I mean, hey, 6d12 force damage for 4 focus points. That's still pretty good. I know the old feature was just an auto kill, but which I do know DMs hate auto kills because it just ruins the fight. And honestly, I do kind of agree. So honestly, I just think being able to do dry breath weapons levels of damage as a level 17 character is a good alternative for most players. And also, killing a BBG in one turn is pretty damn boring for most players, but being able to do a bucket load of dice damage is not. So, honestly, I like it. I think it's a buff. I think it's better for the table. I think it's better for the health of the game. Overall, I just think it's better. At level 18, we get Superior Defense. At the start of your turns, you can spend 3 focus points to bolster yourself against harm for 1 minute or until you have the incapacitated condition. During that time, you have resistance to all damage except force. I'm sorry, dog. What the hell, dog? No action, no bonus action, no reaction. Just yeah, 3 focus points off my sheet, and I have resistance to all damage in the game. Man, what? Yeah, and when you combine this with your ability to slash almost all your damage by 30 or less at this level, you're probably gonna be deflecting every single attack you have. Honestly, if we're being fully honest here, what what is this feature? I mean, yeah, with your level 15 feature, you now always have 4 focus points. Now, at the start of your turn, you can do this and then spend one flurry of blows and just, you're out of key points, you're out of focus points, but you have resistance to all damage and your enemy is possibly prone. So, and I mean, hey, and if you're using your 15th level feature, that fight probably isn't a really a tough one. So honestly, I think I think within the context of you using your 15th level feature, honestly, taking superior defense might be your best choice because I'm assuming you're probably doing like a gauntlet and you're probably out of focus points, but you know there's gonna be a boss room soon. So I think just getting those 4, being able to resist all damage, meaning you have the most amount of HP you can while going into the boss and just walking in and doing an unarmed strike. Maybe you go up to the guy with the biggest HP, you try to knock him prone, and if you do, all of your marshals can go in, just stomp him, boom, take him out real easy, and you still resist all damage. I mean, for 1 minute too, you resist. Yeah, this feature is good, man. This even in the context of having to use your 4 key points from your 15th level feature, I just think this feature is very solid. Now at level 19, we gain an epic boon. And honestly, out of all the epic boons, I honestly think Boon of Fortitude is the one I'm going to be picking for this build. Boon of Fortitude allows you to increase one ability score by one, maximum of 30. And here we're going to be taking increasing our wisdom, making capping it at 20. I know maxing out our wisdom at level 19 is kind of crazy, but trust me, it'll make sense soon. And yeah, with Boon of Fortitude, our maximum HP increases by 40. It's basically just taking the tough feat again, which is very nice. And in addition, when we regain hit points, you can regain an additional hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, which is like a +2, so not the best. Once you regain these additional hit points, you can't do so until you finish. Do so again until the start of your next turn. So I'm assuming if you're out, well, I guess how would a short rest work? Because like, do you get your hit? Huh? That's interesting. I think as a DM, if I'm playing this build, I'll just let them add their Constitution modifier twice to their hit dice, because I'm just like yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah, it's not that serious. But yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, if you pair this with your 6th level, oh wait, hold on. I think we may be cooking here, folks. If you're using a short rest. Okay, hold on. I know this might be a long trek, but I gotta check to see what type of action economy that feature takes. You can as okay. So as a bonus action in combat, you can now heal yourself up to your martial arts die and your wisdom modifier and your constitution modifier at level 19. That's pretty good burst healing. And hey, you do increase your wisdom here too. And if you're taking a short rest, you can legit just use that like all 5 times and just fully heal you up because that's a lot of healing you'll be getting. That's your Constitution modifier 5 times. That's 10. Wisdom modifier 5 times. That's 25 healing. That's 35. Plus 5 rolls of your martial arts dice, which by then are D12s. I think 5 D12s average out to like 30 damage. I may be wrong. So you get like 65 points of healing, no spending of hit dice during a short rest, or honestly, just during a 30-second interval. You just gave boom 65 points of healing, just a 30-second interval. Again, that's really good. And I didn't even think of that when I was picking Boon of Fortitude. I was just like, that's probably just powerful. Yeah, Boon of Fortitude, very nice. And then we get our level 20 capstone, level 20 body and mind. You have developed the body and mind to new heights. Your dexterity and wisdom scores increase by 4 to a maximum of 25. Yeah, this is why I wanted to max out your wisdom modifier here. Now you have a +7 to dexterity and wisdom. So now your armor class is 24. Your spell save DC, your stunning strike DC, and your flurry of blows DC to knock the creature prone is higher than your spellcaster's DC, most likely. Yeah, that's the monk, folks. That is the monk. Now I'll be showing you the class chart because there are some things I didn't mention. At level 5, your martial arts dice increases to a D8. At level 11, it increases to a D10, and then finally at level 17, it increases to a D12. Now, for your unarmored movement, at level 6, it increases to 15 additional movement instead of 10. At level 10, it increases to a 20 movement, and at level 14, it increases to an additional 25. And finally, at level 18, it increases to an additional 30 feet. Meaning, at level 18, you're basically doubling your movement. Well, so meaning, at level 18, after you take your bonus action, you're having 120 feet of movement in one turn. No resource required. You simply just have to take any bonus action in the game, which now you have Misty Step and Hex. So those are additional bonus actions, plus Unarmed Strike being broken. Yeah, I think we're cooking here, folks. I think we may be cooking with gas. But yeah, I think that's going to be today's video. It is a very long one. I did ramble a little bit. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed Random Multiclass Thursdays being back, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'm Multi19 signing out. Peace.